Dr. E, back in the saddle for homework, Chapter 8, homework number 7, markets and pricing. Okay. What is the goal or the purpose of cumulative voting? It is so that minority shareholders, which are small percentage owners, can elect at least one person to the board of directors of an organization. It is important for shareholders to have a voice, okay? If you work at a nonprofit like Harding, Dr. E believes that the students should have a representative on the board of trustees. Dr. E believes that the faculty should have a representative on the board of trustees. Maybe the faculty representative and the student representative don't vote, but the board should hear from the faculty representative and from the student representative, and the student representative needs to go back to the students and tell them what's going on, and the faculty representative needs to go back to the faculty and tell them what's going on. It's important for people to have a voice. So with cumulative voting, what you need to know about it is a technique whereby small owners can elect at least one person to the board of directors of an organization. All right. What is a proxy? It gives party A the right to vote on behalf of party B. So party B gives its proxy to party A. Party B says, I authorize you to vote on my behalf. All right. A proxy is also a document, a voting document that is sent out by corporations to shareholders with the issues and asking you as a shareholder, how are you going to vote? All right. Who gets the money? Question 3. Who gets the money when a securities offering happens in the primary market? The primary market. And the answer is the original issuer of the security. The purpose of the primary market is to raise capital for the user, the borrower, or the issuer of stock, the organization that needs capital. That's the primary market. Who gets the money when a security transaction takes place on a secondary market, not a primary market? The seller of the security. The entity that originally issued the security is not involved in a transaction on the secondary market. The issuer of the security is directly involved in the transaction that happens on the primary market, but not on a secondary market. What are the two setups for the secondary stock market and describe each? All right. The first is exchanges. The exchanges are a secondary market, and exchanges have one central location, and the specialist or market maker makes a market in the stock, and stocks have 3 or fewer letters in their symbol. Stock symbols have 3 or fewer letters. The second type of setup is called the over-the-counter market, and it consists of numerous broker-dealers that are connected electronically. It's a network. Dealers, the brokerage firms, make markets in the stock. Stocks that trade over the counter have symbols with 4 or more letters. So, let's see, GE, well, let's take another one. Let's take Caterpillar. Symbol CAT. Trades on an exchange. Microsoft, MSFT, trades over the counter. All right, what is the most important position on the stock exchange? And it is the specialist or the designated market maker. It's now called the designated market maker. Okay? And the job of this person is to maintain an orderly market. As a market maker, you can't keep the stock from going down, but you try to slow down that process. You can't keep a stock from going up, but you try to slow down that process. Maintain an orderly market. All right, how can you tell where a stock trades, whether it's over the counter or an exchange? The number of letters in their stock symbol. All right, so now I give you a list of things. Year to date, 52-week high and low, stock symbol, the dividend, the yield in percentage terms, which is the dividend yield, the volume in thousands, the PE, the close, and the net change. How is the dividend yield computed? The dividend yield is equal to the last 4 quarters of dividends divided by the current stock price. Well, the dividend, the last 4 quarters of dividends, $4.64. The current price, $515.35, and the dividend yield is 0.9%. What does the PE represent? It is the current stock price divided by the last 4 quarters of earnings per share. Okay? And so the PE is 14.5. If you divide the price, the closing price of $515.35 by the PE of 14.5, you know what you get? Earnings per share of $35.54. Notice that earnings per share aren't listed. They often aren't listed, but if you divide price by PE, you get earnings per share. All right, what is the closing price in dollar terms? $515.35. All right, so there's a note on here. I will include a house problem with an amortization table and a retirement problem on this exam. These are life skills that you need to retain. So you have 2 sets of problems, a home loan problem and a retirement problem from chapters 5 and 6. So just want to throw that out there and warn you, or forewarn you. And so it's important. These skills are cumulative. They build on themselves. Important not to pump and dump. Don't dump these skills. All right, we're done with chapter 8. And I have a, let's see how we get, there we go. I have a study session for the next test. And I'll submit that, and we'll get together and talk about the date for the next exam. Peace out, shalom. Don't fret, just study.